Hey girlfriends, welcome back to the Girlfriends and Gossip podcast. I hope your day was lovely and I hope your week was good too. Go ahead and grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever you're sipping on. You know I'm sipping on lemonade. I have Crystal Light raspberry lemonade with my strawberry puree. So that's what I'll be sipping on tonight. Cause child. All I can say is this week, the world has been doing the absolute most. Social media has been doing the absolute most. And if you're a parent like me, your household probably has been doing the most too. So today we're talking about choosing peace in a world that's constantly inviting us into chaos. Now, with that being said, can somebody please explain what in the world is going on in the media this week? All I know is, I don't know about y'all, but I can't keep up anymore. One week you're hearing about the U.S. and Iran exchanging military strikes, and everybody's nervous about what might happen next. Then there's talk about ceasefires, negotiations, things calming down. Everybody is kumbaya. Next thing you know, somebody says something, somebody's offended, and now everybody back at it again. At this point, I just feel like it's two cousins arguing at the family reunion. Grandma steps in, breaks up the fight, tells everybody to talk it out, hug it out. Everybody hug, move on. Then next thing, somebody says something about somebody's mama. And here we go outside breaking up the fight again. I can't keep up, y'all. I just cannot. And I don't want to make light of the situation because obviously I know it's a very serious situation with real people being affected. And I never want to make light of that. But it just reminds me of how quickly conflict can grow when your emotions start driving your decision instead of wisdom. And I know I say it all the time, be the thermostat in a room. Do not be the thermometer. And I say that because the thermostat controls the temperature, whether it's hot or cold. And if you can control and regulate your emotions, especially when it comes to you making decisions that affect more than just yourself, the better off things are. And honestly, y'all, this made me think about my own life because it's like y'all got all of this nonsense going on. Meanwhile, I'm over here fighting in my own household, trying to keep my sanity while these kids are out for spring break. While these leaders figuring that out, I still have this laundry to fold, grocery to buy. Don't even get me started on the prices of grocery. And then these kids in my house arguing over TV remotes. And at the end of it all, I know one thing is certain. Work gonna be waiting on me Monday morning. So I don't always have time to indulge in it. And honestly, after weeks like this, it just really makes me not really want to go out or engage with people. I need that reset time, just sitting in silence. I know that a lot of people take solitude personal or they look at it like it's a negative thing, but sometimes solitude is just a necessary step to resetting your nervous system. So, like I said, after weeks like this, I don't want to go out. I don't want to answer the phone. Sometimes I don't even want company. And it's not because I'm upset with anybody or that I'm depressed or secretly mad. It's really just let me get back to protecting my peace situation. Because as I told you, I've already learned rest isn't always just sleep. Sometimes for me, it's just silence. It's not being pulled on by my kids to say, hey, what are we eating for dinner? Or can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Can you take me here? Can you take me there? Sometimes, y'all, it is literally me just sitting on the couch, resting with nobody having any expectations of me in that moment. And sometimes rest is putting that phone on Do Not Disturb and letting your nervous system remember what calm feels like. I know a lot of people take issue with why your phone on Do Not Disturb. Look, check your insecurities at the door. That's your own personal problem. I'm not indulging you in that. I'm just simply telling you I'm getting what I need for me. And I know a lot of people take offense when you disappear for a little while or they say, oh, you've been acting funny or where you been? And it's like, I'm not acting funny and I've been right here in my house just resting Nothing happened, but life did happen. And in order for me to process it, this is my process. I don't know what you have to do. Maybe talking to people 50 million hours a day helps you, but that doesn't help me. And I think instead of feeling like I'm pouring from an empty cup, because when I engage with people, I like to fully engage with them, I have to refill that cup. So that's exactly what solitude does for me. It helps me refill that cup. And that brings me to another point too. I don't think we talk enough about consideration. Not just being kind to people, but like considering how your actions affect someone else. You call them 10 times. I tell my kids all the time, like, get on the phone, expecting their friends to pick up the phone as soon as they call. But they'll call back to back if their friend didn't answer on the first ring. And it's like, I told them, like, don't call people's phone 10, 15 times just because they're not answering you. Like, you don't know what they're doing. They might be asleep. Their parents might have them doing something. Heck, if you like my kids, sometimes they don't have access to their devices because they didn't do their chores or something like that. So before you expect immediate responses, or before you decide, oh, I'll drop by unannounced, like, just consider what somebody has on their plate. It's not always a personal, like vendetta against you or anything, but it's like, if you just ask yourself sometimes, am I considering what they might be carrying today, or am I considering what they're going through today? Am I thinking about, like all the demands that they constantly have to deal with? Those are just questions that you ask yourself, because I know, as I've said and I'll say it again, people fight battles that we don't always see a lot of times. And that's anybody from the cashier at the grocery store to your coworkers to single moms, wives, friends, sisters, aunts, cousins. Like, people sometimes just go through things that we don't really necessarily know that they're going through because they don't want to talk about it. But, we still have to take into consideration, maybe that's why they didn't answer the phone, or maybe that's why they don't feel like going out, or a number of those reasons. And I think sometimes, like, even the person who didn't text you back, give them consideration in the sense of just letting them breathe, because sometimes that's exactly what consideration looks like. Just giving people room to breathe. Sometimes love sounds like, oh, I'll let you rest, or I'll catch you later. That kind of grace to me goes a long way, especially now when I'm being pulled in multiple directions and I'm trying to like budget my time with this while, trying to stick to the goals and living in my purpose, all of those things. So grace and consideration go a long way with me these days. If I leave you with nothing else this week, because I've said you don't need to go on and on for 20, 30 minutes. I want this to be a time where you truly have like a minute or two to reflect on the things that are being said before you go to bed. So I will leave you with this week. Protect your peace without apologizing for it. Give people grace before assuming the worst. Practice consideration, because you never know what someone else is carrying. And remember, not every disagreement deserves your energy. Not every invitation requires your attendance. And not every notification deserves your immediate response. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is choose peace over proving a point. Till next week, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, let's create a little less chaos and a little more chemistry. Be blessed and have yourselves a wonderful week. I will see you all back again next week.